The mid-year financial report, which we are releasing today, projects a deficit of $262 million. We've experienced increased costs associated with fighting the higher-than-normal fires in Saskatchewan's north and the largest evacuation in the province's history, as well as the continuing needs of those most vulnerable, combined with lower resource and consumption tax revenue, driven largely by the effect of lower oil prices and now potash prices, where we've seen prices drop in the past few months. I think it's important to keep in context that a projected forecast $262 million deficit right now on a $14+ billion budget is about 2%. Actually, it's even less than 2% on a $14 billion plus budget. So while $262 million is a lot of dollars, it's a lot of money, from a structural perspective inside of a budget of $14 billion plus, that's where we have to do more and more with respect to finding efficiencies and savings. So it's my goal, it's Treasury Board's goal, it's Cabinet's goal, it's our government's goal to get to balance if we possibly can by year end. As I said in my statement, the external economic forecasters are predicting a rebound in 2016. We don't know when that's going to, if and when it's going to take hold. If oil prices start to strengthen between now and the end of our fiscal year, that will obviously benefit us. If potash prices strengthen between now and the end of the fiscal year, that will benefit us. So my goal as the Minister of Finance, the direction from Premier and Cabinet is to do everything we possibly can to get to balance. I'm not sure we can get there or not.
Today what we've seen is the government's trimming back spending by $107 million. That's a great start, and it's impressive to see actions following words there. Now, anybody that's run a marathon knows that a good start is important, but it doesn't necessarily mean a good finish. There's a lot of work left to do, and so we do need to see the government trim more spending to get back to living within its means. But that said, honestly, we view this to be a very good start.
I think it's disappointing for Saskatchewan people to realize that through an unprecedented run of record revenues, we had a government that didn't save a dime, that piled on new debt, and that launched us into deficit in a very quick way. But it's also how they're dealing with the lower oil price. Instead of cutting costly consultants, instead of stopping sending money to consultants and lawyers for their costly P3s, instead of canning the John Black Lean Initiative, instead of ensuring value for taxpayers in our crowns, this is a government that's spending big in those areas, but cutting really where it counts in the life of students, both in the pre-K to 12 system, but also post-secondary, and for families across Saskatchewan dealing with CBOs and programs that support their needs.